Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Aries, July 10, 2022. Today you could well find yourself giving a lot of thought to the worlds beyond, and wondering about the best way to learn more about them. Books may prove enlightening, but right now you might get the best results from disciplines that combine physical and mental energies, such as yoga or Tai Chi. The sense of well-being that follows exercise can produce the endorphins that result in states of higher awareness. Seek and you shall find. If you need to execute legal papers of any kind, you couldn't find a better day to do it. Relationships of all kinds, particularly romance, should be especially warm, supportive and rewarding today. New and interesting people could cross your path, and you might feel an instant bond with at least one of them. If you aren't currently romantically involved, you could well meet someone exciting today. Social events prove gratifying and stimulating. A lot of unfinished tasks may need to be done around the home today. You might decide to ignore some of the work that desperately needs to be handled in favor of a project that you think you'll enjoy more. Don't try to stick family members with the boring stuff. If you all pull together to get the worst out of the way, then you can all have fun with the more interesting tasks. Go to it. You and the special someone in your life might kick around a few ideas for getting away together. Perhaps you are contemplating a trip by air, maybe to a warm country like Italy or Mexico. Or perhaps you are skiers and will want to do the opposite. If you're seriously thinking of taking such a trip, this is the day to start planning. Make some phone calls and collect all the information you can. Don't expect any comfort from your family right now. The many little annoyances you're confronted with won't make you feel better anyway. Take a positive, laid-back attitude. If you stubbornly stick to your views, conflicts will escalate and your mistakes won't be so quickly forgiven. If you are willing to compromise, everything will be fine. Work that world-renowned charm of yours and you'll see all kinds of fringe benefits drift your way. Go easy on that fierce intensity, though you don't want to scare anyone off. One way to alleviate the stress you might feel is to approach life in a more playful way and try to brighten up your situation, but don't expect to receive too much credit for your efforts. Instead, whatever you do, you're scrutinized, your motives examined, and you find yourself having to defend all your actions. If there's something interesting that you've been wanting to get involved with, this is a great day for it. Adventure brings excitement, creative flow, and energy to you, and as a Sagittarian, these are essential. Yours is often a highly artistic nature, and continual stimulation is required to keep your psyche healthy. Make a point to experience something new today. Even if it's a walk in an uncharted place to you, it'll bring the adrenaline you need. Expect to feel a greater appreciation for the little things that surround you. It's these small beauties that a vibration has a way of reconnecting you with. Further, it will enhance your appreciation of your home and family. It's an ideal energy for taking a walk with someone from this special group. Consider making some plans for this. If nothing else, see about sharing some time in the backyard. A get-together might be just the ticket for you. How wonderful it is to have some perspective. After constantly asking yourself what direction your life is going, doesn't it feel great to finally feel as if you know? How very wise you are. Yet all this recent wisdom is exhausting. You feel as though you've made a long trip up to the mountaintop to speak with the learned man at the top. Now that you're back down in civilization, it's time to find a soft bed and relax for a bit. As the sun moves into his final 2 weeks in your home and family sector, it also moves into a friendly aspect to the moon. Knowing that they will clash as a full moon next week, this is a chance to make the most of the fact that the sun and moon are in harmony and the confidence and insight this brings. With Mercury still in his early days in your home and family sector and with your head now in the game, this is a chance to look to and start making plans for the future with confidence. With the sun now just 14 days away from your romantic sector and Mercury even closer, a sense of anticipation that romantically charged lunar vibes left you with earlier in the week is likely to be growing stronger. In the meantime, The moon's departure from your relationship sector yesterday has left you more emotionally engaged and better able to make the most of Venus, the planet of love's final days in your communication sector. Our eyes in the sky. Today is the third time Mercury and Neptune have squared off over the past few months. The first time was on May 22nd, setting the tone, and the tension, for Mercury's retrograde that started on May 29th. The second time these two planets squared off was on June 5th, during the height of Mercury's retrograde. Paranoia, anxiety, and uncertainty could heighten. Mercury is in its post-retrograde shadow until tomorrow, so it's important to realize that we may not hear or understand the whole truth of some situations. This is a very sensitive astrological aspect, which could make people assume the worst. Depression and friction could rise, and the chance of projection is high, so be careful not to soak up other people's sentiments. Be kind and compassionate, and don't take your bad moods out on others. If people come at you with drama, you can opt to disengage. Take care of yourself and put your needs first. Tonight, Venus in Leo opposes Saturn retrograde in Aquarius. This could make us feel insecure, as though others are ignoring us. Don't worry about what people are doing and feeling. Only focus on how you're feeling. Give yourself an emotional lift by implementing self-care in your routine to help you feel better. If you are awake before the sun, treat yourself like royalty by staying in your cozy bed. Or if you're up early, treat yourself to an elaborate breakfast, ideally made by someone else. There's an early morning Moon-Jupiter opposition that can transmit good feelings and the desire to be super generous and kind, but the more nice gestures you make, the more attention you get, which is something that you probably won't want during this aspect. You like doing things for others now because it makes you feel good, not because you want to be recognized for it, and the more thanks you get, the more it actually lessens your experience. But don't try to overcomplicate things too much now. Just after midnight, Mercury in Scorpio squares Neptune in Pisces. We have one more day to go before Mercury completes its post-retrograde shadow, and as it aspects the planet of illusion and delusion, the cosmic messenger seems determined to pack one final punch. Our interactions are confusing and subject to misunderstandings. We are liable to only hear what we want to hear and see what we want to see. Our imagination might lead us into blissful territory, only to dissolve into disappointment when the rose-colored glasses inevitably come off. This is a bad time for giving or receiving advice, which means we would also do well to avoid metaphysical consultations. Even if we receive a cohesive message from a reader, we will filter it through our own optimistic projections, skewing its intended impact. In the evening, the Scorpio moon sextiles Venus in Leo, a good time to lounge with friends and socialize. Although the confusion of the day might linger into the night, there's no reason to keep ourselves isolated if we are aware of the pitfalls of over-idealism. We can certainly get a lot out of our interactions with others now, especially in relaxed conversation. Remember that avoiding gossip and being upfront in our interactions will limit the risk of misinterpretation and invite in goodwill.